Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined through with my brother Miguda through audio. Miguda, how are you doing?
I'm very fine, Brother Benson. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing fine. There's nothing much or something to complain about. We are just welcoming or enjoying the Friday, and I know tomorrow you're going. Is it your Sabbath starts like today?
We have started Sabbath exactly.
Oh, so right now the Sabbath has started. Hello, Miguda. Can you hear me? Okay, maybe Miguda has problem with the audio. I'll be waiting to see him coming back. He's kind of like muted. Anyway, today is a Friday, and as Friday, we usually have a recap and just to look at what is happening in the country and what is worth discussing. This week it has been about Muturi and where he um, said his son was abducted, but he took the intervention of the president by making a call to um, the NIS boss, Haji, and that is the discussion. And if you look at in the political field, Mtori is still getting answered, especially from people, from leaders who are allied to president, to an extent where they are calling him to resign, which is okay because it makes a big sense. Because how will you serve when you do not have confidence um, in the leadership of the president? So I think it makes sense. He can resign and go on with his for with his politics. But there's something bigger to it. Today also we're discussing about the um, Nakuru governor Susan Kihika. She has been missing for almost 3 months on the social media, but good enough when the Republic of Kenyans of goodwill was inquiring where the governor was. But she came out to say that she is on maternity leave, and the maternity leave she's on is enjoying it at the United States of America. So it begs the question, because you are the CEO of Nakuru County, and we have the health facilities in Nakuru County. Does it mean that the facilities that we have in your county as the boss could not handle um, your um, your emergency, especially when it comes to pregnancy? They had to go to the United States, and maybe something that I would say about that, about her going to the United States to give birth or to enjoy her maternity leave is one. You know, if you look at Susan Kihika, the Nakuru governor, she spent majority of her time in the United States. So I tend to believe she might be a citizen of the United States. So by her coming to United States to give birth or to enjoy her maternity leave, that one give the newborn direct citizenship to the country. That was, I think, I might be wrong. So that one could be one of the reason why she might have gone to the United States for her maternity leave or to see she delivers safely. That is one, for citizenship of that country. Because if you give birth to the United States, you become citizen by birth. That is could be one of the reason. Just thinking. The second reason might be she had a complications, so she had to go for further treatment, and to access good services, she chose to be in the United States. So that could be the reason. So let us not castigate her about that. But when you go to the X, everybody's talking about that. Just to give you few um uh just to give you few what people mention on the X space, especially concerning the Her Excellency um Kihika. What does people say? And when you go to X space, Nakuru's county is trending at number one day. This is what somebody Susan Kika alienda kuzaa US. That is somebody ameandika hivyo. So you say that governor at Susan Kika speaks about long term after a long time of missing in the public. Susan Kihika traveled to the United States 3 months ago to give birth, meaning SHA in Kenya is not working. Walikula pesa ya linda mama, nyinyi mnazaa mnaenda maternity USA. Watu wanaandika pia, kuna barua hapo ambayo yeye mwenyewe alikuwa ameandika, so hiyo ipo hapo. Then kuna mwingine pia hapa pia anasema County Governor Susan Kihika County Governor Susan Kihika has confirmed that she is currently on maternity leave. This announcement comes after county resident took to social media to inquire about of the governor's whereabouts, as she had been absent for nearly 3 months. So those are the comments in the X space. Then miracle of the year at 51-year-old maternity leave, Nakuru has delivered. Yes, Governor wa Nakuru Kenya anakimbia kudeliver Yanjing what? Yanjing ya US ndio apate full citizenship. Aya, somebody ndio tena anasema hiyo mambo ambayo nilikuwa nasema. Ndio apate full citizenship majuu. Then kwa ground wanasema they are building Kenya to become a new Singapore. Yeah. Yeah, this is Yoko. Kumbe ile visit ya Prophet David Owor to Nakuru huwa inafanya kazi. At 51 years old, he's about to give birth. Okay, those are some of the comments on the X space. Miguda, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You went mute. What was happening?
Maybe technicality issues.
Okay, thank you so much. I was just reading some of the comments on the X space, especially concerning the absence of Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika, who from the findings, she went to the United States for maternity leave. And congratulations to people of Nakuru, you have a newborn on the block. So there's also issue about Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Also today spoke, and he encourage the Gen Z to fight for their rights, and that puts us in a very awkward space, because like you remember when we did our analysis, especially concerning the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, when the president paid him a visit, and after that a few days later there was appointment that were made, especially we say that the appointment could have been made with the blessings of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But today, as Uhuru Kenyatta spoke, did we get it wrong or did we get it right? Biguda.
The way Huru Mugai Kenyatta spoke, it's like we got it wrong.
Yeah,
Kenyans got it wrong. Because, you know, people tend to believe that Uhuru decided to work with William Ruto,
yeah,
which means that Uhuru was going to support anything going on. And if at
yeah.
all the government has been accused of abduction and the
Okay.
government has been accused of suppressing Gen Z, then
Mhm.
Uhuru is now out of it. He doesn't want to suppress Gen Z. He's giving Gen Z full authority that they have a right to express, and goes ahead to even advise the daughter further that the daughter can join the Gen Z movement. They can fight for their rights as a young people. In my view, that the Kenyan people might have read that meeting wrongly,
Yeah.
not actually what, because whatever was discussed there was never disclosed. Maybe
Okay.
there were some meetings to make Uhuru come and fully support the government agenda. But it's like Uhuru has decided to remain with the people, particularly the Gen Z people. That that population, that constituency, you cannot ignore it. You have to align with them, or if
Mm.
or you be against them. You must choose one way.
Yeah.
either with them or against them. But Uhuru Kenyatta has decided to be with them. In my view, that is what we got it wrong as
Yeah.
Kenyan people.
I- Actually, the majority, from podcasts to even the um, big media houses, it was all about uh, Uhuru Kenyatta has joined the government. But sometimes also we might have got it right, because sometimes the ground forced the president to speak the way he did. You never know.
It can be the ground because even the daughter spoke before Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yeah.
The daughter spoke and resonated so well with the ground. Uhuru could have not go against the daughter's will in that meeting. That could be one of the reasons. There was no way he was going to go against the daughter's will. At the
Yeah.
same time,
Mm.
there was no way he was going to oppose Gen Z and the current uprising of the young people, because the young people are, even Uhuru Kenyatta was put in a coffin. It's like he's trying to tell the people that even me, when I was put in a coffin, I have no issue with them. Go ahead and demand for your rights. Because even me, I was put in a coffin, but there was a generated AI Uhuru Kenyatta in the coffin, but I have no issue with those people putting in coffin. It's like he's siding with the Gens that whatever you're doing is right. Come out and fight for your right, because no one is going to fight for you. But it's really another thing that the things that you have, the things that you have invested, somebody should not come and steal them away from you. What was he trying to communicate?
And that is very important, when you talk about things that you've invested, because it was not very specific on what investment that these young people have, because we can have investment in terms of democracy and the democratic space that Kenyans have invested in. Yesterday we were speaking about the democratic space that we have in Kenya, and we spoke about the new constitution, and we compared ourselves to our neighboring countries. Especially we are looking at the Tanzania, whereby we say that they still have the constitution that they have is that which was left to them by the colonizers, or would I say that yes, but they've not liberated themselves in terms of constitution and have not opened bigger space. So maybe our president was talking about that. And another thing that also I picked from the president's speech, he spoke about the we, and we is a plural. He spoke about the we. What does the we mean? We support you. So what is he supporting? Because he spoke about we is a plural. So um does it politics, and people who analyze politics might look it quite much differently, that you look at we as the Mount Kenya, or we as Kenyans, or we as parents, we support the young people. And you spoke also about the speech that was made by the daughter. By the way, yeah, she spoke. Yeah, you know she's one of if you compare uh the the daughter, and she's somebody. She spoke very well, and her speech is kind of like trending. So that is also something that is there, my brother. Is there something
The
that
Yoko, the Yoko, you have read the comment who said that the governor of Nakuru is going to deliver in the US. That Yoko is Kibet Bull. That is a Kibet Bull. It
oh
means
this
now the revelation. Yeah, he is Kibet Bull.
so is the guy who was behind the what was giving
Steroids. Steroids.
okay. Okay, I saw he commented. Okay, Mr. So actually, we will do a discussion on the speech of the president, former president, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and what message was he sending to the people. So that is something that will come later in this channel into detail. So, my friend, let's come to the what hit the nation this week and shake especially the political class and everybody, is about Muturi and his expose concerning the abduction. And ever since Muturi exposed on that damning report, the statement he made by the police, actually Muturi has been getting lectured from the political class. And I was watching this video from the senator for Uasin uh, Honorable Mandago, was saying that Muturi has been in government ever since I don't know when. Yeah. But you come to ask yourself, when you're talking of Muturi, for how long has Mudavadi been in the government? You're talking about this is a broad-based government. Yeah, so
Wetangula.
Wetangula. So the majority of the political class have been in the government for quite some time. But I know that's how politics works, because if you feel like somebody is hammering where you are interested or where you are, interested, it has to happen. Again today, did you get a chance to watch or to listen? Actually, to watch about what Onyonka said on Spice FM, where he said that the members of parliament um, have reached a point whereby you cannot say ngwe. If you say ngwe, you will be ngwed, 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 and you be ngwed, ngwed ukienda. Did you have a chance to watch that?
I watch it, but I don't think they have reached that point because there are some legislatures who talk, who speak. Not all of them. There are
Yeah, not
just few of them
yeah,
who have been suppressed, but majority do speak. Even Onyoka himself is vocal, Edwin Sifuna is vocal, PK Salasia, Babu Owino. There are men, even in central region, there are Gadoni wa Muchoma, that female who were legislature. The
yeah.
there are only those people who feared the president who are not speaking, but most of them do speak. The ones who will be quiet are the ones who are quiet. The ones who are local will not be quiet. So if you tend to please somebody, because
Uh,
you have heard, even there's a certain rumors going on that Kimani Ichung'wah has been removing the WhatsApp group of the State House, and
I think
Kimani Ichung'wah was the one vocal supporting the administration. It means that if you try to please, you can't please Ruto. Those
uh,
who are trying to please him are the one who are going to be first victims.
okay, and that one will bring that brings us to the discussion that we have today. When you look at Muturi and Rigathi Gachagua, and we are looking at the game plan. What is their game plan, and is it a dangerous card, especially to President William Ruto and Kindiki going towards 2027? Not even 2027, that is too far, but in the politics that is going on, because Tuesday Kindiki had a meeting with members of leaders from Mount Kenya East, and they discussed and deliberated. And one of those issues that came out was that, first of all, they have to make sure that they deliver on the roads that were left behind by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That was one of them. And today also there was a meeting that actually people were ferried to come to the town, to the city, to discuss about those issues. Actually, when you go to his handle, social media handle, you will see that where the ANC was merging. I saw also the chair lady of the UDA also spoke, and he spoke like he said that the deputy president came now in the party, and now the party is no longer of shareholding. Yeah, so he's a party that is going to accommodate all. Does it mean that before it used to be a party of shareholding? That is one. And so we are looking at that. So in your own um, view or your own observation, what can you say about the game plan of Muturi and Rigathi Gachagua, just in case if there is a plan?
If there's a plan to fight Ruto. That could be the plan.
Yeah.
Because even whatever JB Muturi stated, people have responded that he has had to break Ruto's heart because him being a member of the cabinet, there is that collective responsibility. He cannot disclose whatever they've discussed in the cabinet in the public, even after you have resigned or after you have been fired. You are not allowed to state anything you had in the cabinet. It means that by him disclosing those detailed secrets,
Yeah.
it's like there is heartbreak from within the cabinet, and they are just ready to. They are just taking a war to Ruto's doorstep because they have accused this boss, Doreen Haji,
Yeah.
of conspiring with Mr. President to conduct abduction. It means that they are trying to paint them. It's just like they are painting them to the in the eyes of the Gen Z that the greatest enemy of you is William Ruto, and he is working with the NIS boss. They are open. They have opened their fires towards William Ruto. That's their plan. They are ready to fight William Ruto come 27, because if they can disclose such detailed secret to the public, it means that they have open war with Mr. Ruto, because it's like they have decided to face him and like men, they are in this context that we don't want you in this region. We are chasing you away of this Mount Kenya, and that could be their game plan.
Okay, thank you so much. And Asili 2 TV, thank you so much, my brother, for joining. And this is what Asili see. Being part of those who suppress the Gen Z, he says after what he says after that is PR. I think this is in relation to what the president made in Nakuru. Yeah, because he say now you have to take your right. So that one might be a PR. Okay, you've talked about um, um, bringing out the president out of uh, Mount Kenya, and that is the reason. But president is also not giving up. We'll talk about that. But now, when Rigathi Gachagua was impeached and replaced by Kithure Kindiki, uh, one of the reason I think president had a choice or made a choice or had settled on Kindiki was to have the Mount Kenya East vote, you know, and at least to have a half of Mount to Mount Kenya West. But as it stands, being that Muturi is coming from the east, right? This is even complicating matters for Kithure Kindiki. What do you say about that?
It is complicating matters for Kindiki. At the same time,
Mm,
it's a way of telling the people of Mount Kenya is that the enemy of yours is William Ruto. Therefore, there's no way him coming here to pick for you a deputy president in the name of the Kithure Kindiki
yeah.
to the extent that he's trying to protect your interests, or is he has rejoined you the government. That is not the case. It is that this is your enemy, because if he's abducted the son of your son, the son
Yeah.
of Muturi,
Uh,
it means that there is no interest he has in the Mount Kenya East. Let us join our fellow Mount Kenya West and be one region. We fight against one common enemy, William Ruto. He is not only an enemy of the Mount Kenya West,
mm,
but also an enemy of the Mount Kenya East. That's what they are trying to tell, and they are trying to rubbish the rising of Kithure Kindiki. That Kithure Kindiki is conspiring with their common enemy. Kithure Kindiki, if anybody is conspiring with their enemy, is their enemy, even if you are their son.
mhm,
Because if their son like JB Muturi is their son, has refused to work with their enemy, what is it that Kindiki must work with that enemy? That's what they're trying to send to the people, that even me, I bolt out because I could not work with him, he's our enemy. Therefore, what is this our son doing with him? This our son is a traitor. They're just trying to paint that traitor picture of Kithure Kindiki
No, no,
at the face of the people of Mount Kenya East.
yeah, even not even you've talked about it. I think he's also talking about it also portrays Kithure Kindiki as somebody who is a betrayer, because even in his statement, the name of Kithure Kindiki was mentioned. Like he is one of the people that he contacted to find whereabouts of his son, which he did not give him the convincing answer that made him to um, go to the state house to meet the president. So actually, that is spoiling for Kindiki, and it's going to be very tough for Kindiki. And I think in the 2025, I believe in that if they don't contain the rebel, or they don't contain the Mount Kenya, or they don't gain their trust towards the presidency in Mount Kenya, then uh, I don't think the president will be in a position to appoint Kindiki as the running mate. That is something that I think so. Or what do you think?
Even without the painting of Kithure Kindiki as the betrayer in the region,
Yeah.
even without removing popularity of Kindiki, even if we leave it at this point that JB has remained in the cabinet and the Kindiki has an influence in Mount Kenya East,
Mhm.
there was no way William Ruto was going to go to election with Kindiki. Kindiki was used just as a ladder to chase Rigathi Gachagua.
What makes you think that? Hello, Mr. Miguda. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm still waiting for Miguda. Miguda is saying that his suggestion is that there's no way in which president can go to 2027 with Kindiki as a deputy president or a running mate. Sometimes I might be having a different opinion on that because, I think when President settled on Kindiki, um, he thought that since during the time when when they were running for president that time, Kindiki was preferred to be the running mate. So maybe he thought that love that was there for Kindiki still is. Yeah. So that might have formed his decision. Another thing that I might have formed his decision is about maybe because like Kimani Ichung'wa was so much in the face of seeing Rigathi Gachagua to go home. So maybe he might have convinced the president that it's only going to take 2 to 3 weeks, then the momentum will die, nobody will be talking about Gachagua, which turn out not to be true. Yeah, so those could have informed those decisions. But at the end of the day, how is the Muturi Gashagwa? Because if you're very keen, when Muturi was giving the first presser, there was one MP has always been very vocal. I think it's Manyata MP. Yeah, was there with Muturi during that presser, and is kind of like he's allied to Rigathi Gachagua, and that one was one of the indication that you would point out that despite the fact that what Muturi was raising was something that was eating the nation, but on the other hand, it was also political. Be good, are you back? Okay, we left me good. Let me see what my friend this this being Gachagua war. What does Mount Kenya East stand to gain by removing Kindiki, considering that they have never been that near to power? Do you think Mount Kenya East don't see that? Yes, they see that. They see that as silly. But uh, hi, brother Benson and Team Gen Z Zote. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming in. Uh, um, you know, TV Asili, I agree with you 100%. They see that, but politics is so much dynamic. Yeah. And it depends on how you're going to sell the policies. And that's why you see that not everybody is buying into Gashagua's um, politics. Because when you're very keen, when you look at Gashagua impeachment, what happened? Gashagua has made his impeachment to be a Mount Kenya issue. you know and the reason why he says that the reason why I was impeached is because I was fighting for so he has made it to appear that this is a Mount Kenya issue. So there are those who are seeing it that by Kindiki coming is good and he should maintain that. But there's also who felt like, okay, it was good, but the process to replace one of us, it was like it was dividing us into the west and the east. So that one also is there. And also you also have to look at it this way right now, because if you look at the office of the deputy president, I don't think this office now is, I feel like the leader should people should look into it, because it never worked well with the administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, even into the second term of the second term for President Uhuru Kenyatta, and in the first term of President William Ruto and Gachagua is not working. So I think we should look at it, because it will be as um, a tool to scout for votes, because I'm going to make you a deputy president. So I think something that should be looking at that. Um, Miguda, hello, Miguda.
That's what I was telling you because
Yeah,
I was saying if
yeah,
it's a formation, if it's a formation to get votes from other region,
yeah.
if Mr. President has decided to go to Western region,
Mhm.
there's no way he's going to have a running mate from Kenya East. Then
Yeah,
he's going to tell people of Western, vote for me. Under what basis? These running mates are just being given people so that you can sue them to give you votes. To give you votes. What Uhuru Kenyatta did with William Ruto, that the Kalenjin and the Ku Nation had a formation for them to vote for their own people. Because if that could be the case, Uhuru could have even picked a Masai. Uhuru
yeah.
could have even picked a Masai or a Kisi. Why did Uhuru go for William Ruto, who is a Kalenjin? And the first time, why did Ruto go for Rigathi Gachagua? So Ruto could have even gone for Akamba. It says a formation of votes, according to me.
Mm.
What you promise the people to get from that, I've given you the position of the deputy president. Now you
Mm.
can vote for me. But where we are going to in the contest, and if at all Ruto has lost ground in Central or Mount Kenya region, there's no need for him to give them a deputy president or running mate if they're going back to election. Let him focus where he's going to have massive votes to reward those people, a deputy president position or a running mate. Because why do, if, for instance, if Mount Kenya decided not to vote for William Ruto to a man and they
Yeah.
have a running mate, what is the essence of even having a running mate at the first time if these people are not going to vote for you?
Yeah. And that's why, like, now I'm asking that, and this is what my brother, to wait until the campaign begins, that Gachagua conmanship will be clear to Mount Kenya East. Okay, let's wait and see. We are waiting for that. That we are waiting for the campaigns to begin, and as always, we've always said here that how long will Rigathi Gachagua effect um how will he sustain? I mean, that was the word I was looking. How will he sustain his effect on Mount Kenya, on people and preaching? Because he has always attacked the president, onslaught on the president, onslaught on every word that president makes. How will he sustain that towards 2027? At the same time, you're looking at it. Um, is it dangerous for the if there is a plan between Gashagwa and Muturi? Is it dangerous for Kindiki and President Ruto? Because I'm looking at it this way. I'm looking at it in terms of political party. One of the mistakes that we agree here today that the Rigathi Gachagua did when they were having talks and coming together to work with President William Ruto, he did not have political party, and he did not sign any agreement with the president because they were in the UDA, and the UDA was like a party for the Mount Kenya and the party for the Kalenjin nation. And as you know very well, that when it comes to political parties, one, the political party help you to have a bargaining power, especially when you're coming to coalitions. So by that, Rigathi Gachagua did not have power when he was coming to coalitions. That's why even during his impeachment, it was very difficult for him to have soldiers behind him because he did not have them at hand. Because those who would oppose, they would get a call from the party leader. So when if no, so let's say, like, if Rigathi Gachagua and Muturi can have a political party, and this political party, they are going to use it for for their bid in 2027, which means the majority of members of parliament who are in central Kenya will vie through that party, and that one will give them strong bargaining power, and even they can go back and negotiate with Ruto, because, like, in politics, there's no permanent enemy and permanent friends. So provided they have a political party, they can now start to engage again with President William Ruto on that basis. And that's why I'm saying that that is a very dangerous card, and it puts even Kindiki at not to sit very much pretty. So that is what I think. Gibson Connor, thank you so much and welcome to our show. I hope you are doing fine. Maguda, what do you think in terms of the political party?
It's dangerous card to the opponent,
Yeah,
but it's not dangerous card to the people because the Gachagua might just make a comeback
yeah,
after having his own house or his own party, whereby he's having a soldiers, whereby he's commanding them. That could be one of the reasons why he must look for his own people and he must put his own governors, his own senators, MPs into those ranks.
yeah,
But him going to work with William Ruto is only going to be dangerous for Ruto's opponent. But in a scenario whereby the Ruto's opponent might not be there, it's not going to be a dangerous card. The question we should ask ourselves here is, what is the end goal of Rigathi Gachagua? Exactly what we have asked us. What is the end goal of Rigathi Gachagua? Does he want to go and make a coalition with William Ruto with his own party, or does he want to go for presidency in any case the court clears him, or is he going to support anybody? Those are the options for Rigathi Gachagua. We do not know his end game up to now, because even whenever he's in the faction, he's the de facto leader. Whenever each and every function he has been holding after he was impeached, he has been the de facto leader of that meeting. It means that he is not ready even to give power to anybody. He's not ready even to support anybody.
Yeah.
Such kind of a man. What is the end game of Rigathi Gachagua? If he's going to work with William Ruto, it might be a dangerous card to the opponent of William Ruto. That could maybe.
You know, to me, I've always viewed Rigathi Gachagua this way. Uh, on his top list, yeah, is revenge mission. Yeah, he's on a mission to revenge, and he's planning to have the last laugh, especially when it comes to politics. Is geared toward 2027, despite the outcome that is going to take place in the courts. Yeah, his main aim is how to uh, revenge against the president, because he feels that the impeachment process was initiated by the president. So he has to make sure that either president does not get his second term, or if the president get his second term, is going to be a very weak president. And how does he make the president weak? He make the president weak by making sure that all the members of parliament, 100% of them, should be on his side. After doing that, and you know how our politics works, is about interest. You can even have post alignments after election, because in Kenya you are allowed to have a pre-packed election, a pre-packed merger and a post-packed merger. Yeah, so he's looking into that. He can have a pre-packed merger with anybody, or with any person, maybe Kalonzo Musyoka and everybody who wishes to have that. Then immediately after that, is going again to have the post pack. And what is the end game of the post pack is to make the president weak, because that is the revenge mission that he I think he has. That is what I think. His main purpose is to revenge of his impeachment, and to make sure that the president does not get his second term. That's what I think.
But even before his impeachment, he used to say that this is a one-term president. He used to refer to Ruto as a one-term president. Even after he was sworn in, he said that huyu nikimwona, huyu ni one-term president. It means that even a post-election, even
Yeah.
if they're going to have a merger, at what expense? Is it going to be the like of Raila's mergers with the government, or is it going to be a merger that is going to oppose the government? Those are the questions that we should ask ourselves.
Mm. Yes, it will be, because everything, bro. Benson Ruto will not let him do that. Okay. How? Because, by the way, I will agree with you, because, like, if you look now very keenly, based on two meetings that happened, especially with the Kindiki, because Kindiki had a meeting on Tuesday, at his yeah, where he had leaders from Mount Kenya East. That is one. Secondly, he had a meeting today again, and based on what uh, we are seeing, especially with the coming of Mutai Kagwe, coming of William Kabogo, and all those appointments that have been made. These appointments, they're made, yes, to serve Kenyan people, but they serve more political interest than serving the Kenyan people, because those are going to be as tunnels, or they're going to be like inroads that the president is going to use to enter Mount Kenya. So that's why I was saying, that was the reason that I was saying that, for how long will it take Rigathi Gachagua to sustain his effect in Mount Kenya? Because the president is employing so many avenues to,
As,
uh,
as long as it takes, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
The point we have to underline is there's no way. People believe that William Ruto will be elected across. There's no way William Ruto can be. You cannot be loved by every Kenyans.
that is
You can't
true.
be a president with all for that. The extent of people are going to vote for William Ruto, Western are going for William, he's going to get votes across the. No, he must lose a certain section.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to for the second term, he must lose a certain section. He cannot get it across the board, even if whether he's making strategic appointments by looking for inroads into Mount Kenya. There's no way Mount Kenya will vote for him massively the way they did previously. Or if they do so, the people of Western region are not going to give him much. Because in my view, I don't believe that people will just unanimously vote for William Ruto. If he's going to earn his second term, he must have a strong base. He must use that strong base and capitalize on that strong base. On that strong base.
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Like on the political surface right now, as we speak today, we can attest based on how the voting pattern has always been, because we are looking at the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga right now. He's supporting president, or he's offering maybe even 20% of his support. So people believe when Raila is doing that, offering president his support, then majority of Raila supporters will go with that. And we are looking also the demographic and geographics of Raila Odinga's base. We look at the coast, we look at the Western Kenya, we look at the Nyanza, you know. So the only place that now maybe president might be fighting to get something from, bearing in mind that now I have Raila with me, is only the Mount Kenya, and talk about the side that Kalonzo controls. That's why like everybody still so much focused on Mount Kenya.
If that is the case, then Ruto is going to lose the Western Kenya votes and the Nyanza votes and coastal vote, because there is no way he's going to get Ukambani votes, Mount Kenya votes at the same time. He's going to get all those votes. I don't believe. You have heard what people are saying. Even if you go to social media, the Raila diehards have warned Ruto that Ruto do everything to make sure that Raila become the AUC chairperson.
Yeah. But now when you talk of the AUC, um what can president do? Because president can campaign, yes, which the president is doing, because we've seen the Right Honorable Prime Minister is traveling and meeting head of states. Like today I saw I think it was in South Africa, if I'm not wrong, you know and the president, the money that is being used, I think, is from the government. So what else can president do apart from that? What can president do? President has given you the platform. President has given the resources for you now to travel and make your submissions to those presidents, what you want to do to Africa. And also, president also has been talking with some other head of state. So, what more can he do apart from what he has done?
What I was saying, the people are saying,
Yeah,
that make sure that Raila becomes the AUC chairperson. They don't care. Raila diehards, those guys in Japan, those guys, you understand them.
yeah,
They're saying even if it's a matter of you uh, selling the airport,
yeah.
sell it. You have had those things. You do anything, even if it's a matter of finance bill and another finance bill. If you're going to overtax Kenyans, provide Raila become the youth chairperson, do it, Mr. President. But they're even sending warnings to him that if Raila fails,
But now look at it this way: you're talking about that, and the same time, with the same energy that they are telling the president to make sure that Raila win the AUC, the Gen Z themselves also has gone overboard by even talking to some of these heads of state, telling them you should not uh, vote for the Right Honorable Prime Minister. So how are they going to balance this? That the president campaigns for this, the Gen Z or the people on the social networks are decampaigning. So how? What happens? Hello, Miguda. Okay, I think Miguda will come back. Let me see. Asili TV. What happens on What happens on weekends? Politics still goes on. Don't sleep on the wheels. Yes, and I know for I think this weekend, Sunday, Rigathi Gachagua will be in Laikipia, uh, or I think in church service. So we will talk about that. And coming again onto the Muturis and Gachagua, the plans they have for Mount Kenya. And yesterday also we saw Anne Waiguru, the governor for Kirinyaga, also spoke. And actually, and from her speech, it was hitting on Gachagua as somebody who wants to take Mount Kenya outside, remove or take Mount Kenya from the government. And I don't know whether that one will work, uh, because I think like it is now a do or die, because everybody has to make sure that they play their cards well, especially those who are loyal to the president and those who are opposing the president. Because what is at stake right here, right now, is the vote. Yeah. And each and every leader is trying their level best on how to make sure that the Mount Kenya vote right now i- is should be in one basket. So that is what I think. Hey, Miguda, you're back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Hello. Continue. Hello.
And I can see James Asili TV responded to corner that since Uru supported Raila, my nightmare is if Raila fails AU, comes back and Gachagua with all his aides says Raila Tosha. Revenge is sweet. Yeah, it is sweet, but also we have to put in mind that even William Ruto, wherever he is right now, he can offer Raila any offer for Raila to support him.
Mm.
Because in my view, Raila is now like a darling in the forthcoming election. Either way, the AUC election is going to define the politic of this country. If Raila wins,
Mm. If Raila wins, what will happen? Okay, I think we have a problem with Miguda's audio. If Raila wins, let me see what Gibson. Since Uhuru supported Raila, my nightmare is if Raila fails AU, he comes back and Gashago with all his hate says Raila Tosha. Revenge is sweet. So, Asili, Raila will say regarding Tosha or say Ruto? Because to me, what I usually believe in politics, the politics is that like the politicians, they are not enemies, neither are they friends, provided their interests can converge. Yeah, they will support one another, because politics is like their job, their daily job that they are doing. They wake up very in the morning, they do politics, they talk about politics. So that is what they do on every day. So with even the hate or no hate or what, they are all friends. Yeah, provided that their interest can converge and they become clear and have a common goal, then they will work together, because it's all about the interest. Let's say, for instance, if today, if Raila misses out on the AUC and Rigathi comes and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Yeah, we kuwa president, mimi unipatie DPT, and this will depend on the outcome in the courts. What will happen? People will majority of people. So Raila, if AU fails, is a free bidder. Yeah, actually, the highest bidder will be mtu mwenye atabid the highest will benefit from him, because he will support that. He's the highest bidder, and I think like if he fails, he's going to be the game changer, even with the plan of um, Rigathi Gachagua and Muturi. But also something that also we have to consider is the politics is usually local, and how our politics is, that you have to consolidate your regions. Then after consolidating your regions, then it brings you to a negotiating table, because you cannot come to negotiating table if you do not have consolidation of where you're coming from, or that full support. That one also plays part. So I think that one also we will play part, and that's I think what uh, Muturi is doing. They want to consolidate the Mount Kenya, because there's that loophole. Yeah, there's that loophole in Mount Kenya, and they're taking advantage of it and say like, okay, because like there's that that vacuum that is left. Let's fill it before it's too late. Yeah. So when they fill it, then they will come and have a good platform for negotiation, especially with even with Kalonzo, if or with any other political parties. Hey, me good that today you have a very big problem with your uh,
Today I'm suffering what Ayaga's been suffering.
or you did not buy bundles.
It is loaded. You see, it's keep on. It can't drop most of the time if it's a
You
matter of
can't.
bundles. Just matter of internet.
Uh-huh. Asili
Just
TV.
a matter of
Remember,
internet.
there's this what Gibson Corner. Oh, remember Uhuru Kenyatta, our kingpin, said today that we should just not sit down, but to fight what belongs to us. Raila, Gachagua, Ruto, and even Uhuru will always work together for peace of the country. Beguda, before I think, let me just comment on that. What Gibson has said, and on our when we started to do the podcast, we said something that maybe the way we analyzed the appointments that were made, maybe we might have been wrong. Uh, in that we played into President William Ruto politics genius. Because remember, President William Ruto went to visit Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and they talked. And, after that, these appointments were made. So by them appearing on camera with President Uhuru Kenyatta and then appointments were made, we made those conclusions that those allies were, all the names were proposed by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But today, the way the former president spoke, um, it's quite contrary to what we thought. So I don't know what is happening, or maybe president read the mood of the ground and say, okay, let me go with what the ground says or what ground is yearning for. Me good.
Let me give you a certain story.
Yeah,
I usually pick my intelligence from local, from the ground.
yeah,
The date Parliament was breached.
yeah,
That date when Parliament was breached.
yeah,
The following day, I
mm,
was traveling from Nairobi to Naivasha,
yeah,
and I was using matatus, this small vehicle,
yeah,
public service vehicle. Though if you bought those small vehicles,
yeah,
most of the people, passengers, are the Kikuyu people from
mm,
that highway, Nairobi Naivasha route. When we were moving from Nairobi to Naivasha, then because the other day Parliament was breached, you were so the following day that was the story all over.
mm,
I heard two of them saying, Kikuyus, that the only person who can come out and stop these Gen Zs
mm,
is Uhuru Kenyatta. They were
yeah,
speaking from the side of their kingpin, the
yeah,
way James Conner have stated here.
mm,
From that time, so when we were moving towards Naivasha, I go ahead and ask them, why do you say that it is for Uhuru Kenyatta to come out and speak, and these young boys will listen to him?
mm,
They respond to me because he's our kingpin.
mm,
So by the time today Uhuru Kenyatta is saying that go on and fight for your rights, it means that the intelligence which I almost gather on the ground
mhm,
has reached the president,
mhm,
that the people are unanimously referring to you as their kingpin. And when you speak for the people of Mount Kenya. And that is a true practical example because even you have seen our friend stating that our kingpin.
mhm,
In my view, Uhuru Kenyatta message should not be taken lightly in the country
yeah,
and the Mount Kenya people because he defines all shapes the politics of the country and the Mount Kenya people. All has realized that most of the people who are in the struggle are from
yeah,
Mount Kenya region.
mhm,
The good people population are from the Mount Kenya region. Therefore, as a leader in that region, he might speak as a leader of the country at the same time as a leader of the region that I'm with you. I got your back. I'm your leader. Understand also the problem you are facing, the challenges you are facing. Therefore, I got your back as your leader. That could be the what Obiara was trying to say to the public after gathering intelligence that the ground still listens to him. The ground pay attention to him. Therefore, he has a duty, obligation as a leader to speak his mind on current happening in the region. That could be my point.
Okay, thank you so much. And when you talk about that and you reflect back on the appointments that were made, at some point on the social media, people were saying how tribal is the president due to the fact that during the appointments where Mutai Kagwe and the rest were appointed, majority, 99% of them were coming from uh, central Kenya. And people were asking if Raila was given an opportunity to nominate the experts, though he picked his best soldiers, but from different communities. People were saying, how could Uhuru Kenyatta do that? You know, so the talk of today could be proving something otherwise than what we thought. Or what do you think?
In my view, I believe that I can just state that they were trying to paint the people were saying that Uhuru had decided to pick his own people. They
Yeah,
were painting Uhuru Kenyatta to be tribal chief, the way they have painted Gachagua,
yeah,
and they're trying to build Raila's image that Raila is not a tribal person. Because I told you yesterday that the 27 election, they are setting grounds. They're setting grounds for the agenda that's going to be mtu wa ukabila na
yeah,
mtu mwenye si ukabila,
yeah.
si mkabila. That's why they want to put Raila that Raila is not a tribal leader. But
Mm,
Gachagua is a tribal leader. They want to drive that agenda to the people that this Gachagua person is tribal compared to the other people. They
mm,
don't. They want to run away from accountability and
yeah,
and focus on the politics of tribalism.
of
They want to
tribal.
shift the politics of Aslan nation and dynasty. That is why those things like appointments, tribalism issues are rising here and there because they are trying to set the agenda for the 2027 election is going to be on tribal politics. That huyu ni mkabila, huyu si mkabila. Tunataka rais mwenye si mkabila, hatutaki
Yeah,
rais mwenye ni mkabila. And
Kabila.
that's how it's going to resonate with the people.
And the broad-based government, if you listen to those who are supporting broad-based government, it talks about the unity. Kenyans need to unite, and that's why we've decided to unite all Kenyans so that we can um, um, achieve the aspiration and admiration of this country. But as we talk about those, we are looking at Kenyans are united, but what about the services? Are Kenyan getting the services that they need? What about the democratic space? Are Kenya having that democratic space as you are, we are being united in the broad-based government? Do we have that democratic space? Do we have those services that we need? Is the cost of living, is it going down? Yeah, how are you going to deal with abduction? Because the people who are adopted are Kenyan kids, and there are people also who should be united. So uh, uh, those are some of the things that Kenyans are asking down. My friend, there's something that here that kuna chama ambayo labda ni kama inafilisika ama kwamba inapotea sana, inakaa kama mwana mpotevu, chama la baba na mama, chama cha KANU. KANU ni kama imepotea, sioni mtu ama kiongozi yoyote ambaye anazungumza juu ya KANU. Gideon Moi tumsikii na kunini.
KANU had had their time. They have
Mm,
enjoyed their power.
yeah,
Their time, I think their time was over. They will not have any time in the country, even whether Gideon Moi speaks or does not speak. People were tired of KANU, and that's KANU died with their honor. When their honor died, the current people we are having, the products of KANU are in a different outfits. They can't put that KANU jersey for them to be noticed that they're around. We know that there are KANU products in the country,
yeah,
but they are using different outfits. They can't use the jersey they used during those KANU region
yeah,
because that jersey is no longer impressive. And whatever they did, they have this historical injustice in the country that were perpetrated by KANU regime,
yeah,
which most of the people are aware.
yeah,
I'm not aware by KANU is going to come back into the administration anytime soon, even if the products are the one leading us. But that's what you want to call the baba na mama. Those
yeah,
things are not going to work today. Where I have a point of departure with the current regime is they are trying to bring the broad-based issue that broad-based government is an agenda, but they are running away from accountability.
Yeah.
They want just to tell the people of Kenya that this our president is a president who does not practice tribalism, because even the people who never voted for him
Yeah.
decide to bring them to government. Huyu jamaa hata wenye wako kumpigia kura aliwaleta katika serikali. Inamaanisha kwamba huyu jamaa si mkabila, na sisi kama Wakenya tunataka rais mwenye si mkabila. Sasa mpatini Ruto tena another 5 years so that we can have him to bring more people into government. Alafu atasema, if we never voted for you people, we gave you this year. So if you vote for us, we're going to give you more. It's just politics. There's no service delivery here. There's no accountability here. There's no performance here. Purely politics. That's why even today you saw the CS for Treasury moving across the country in Western. What is he doing in Western region? CS of finance. This is the first time we are seeing a CS of finance
Yeah.
who is a politician, who is moving across the country, politicking, defending the status quo about we are not going to overtax Kenyans. We are dealing with the debts. We are dealing with the bills. We know those things. Work on them.
Yeah. Sorry, I have on my side. Uh, Let me don't get studio. Mm, mm, okay.
Okay.
Hello,
Are,
I
are, you, are, you,
hear me.
are you okay? Yeah, I can hear you.
Don't get also still think there's a problem on my side.
Okay. I was saying this is the first time we are going to get a CS who is moving across the country trying to defend the status quo and trying to send the agenda of the government of the day. We need to see him in the office working for Kenyans. He must ensure that he bring out roadmap on how to deal with our debts, on how to deal with our pending bills, on how to pay our education, on how to
Mm.
facilitate our education system, on how to facilitate our counties devolution, on how to facilitate the pensions, the salary for the people.
Can you hear me?
As prescribed with the provision, other than going across the country trying to. I can hear you, and I'm on.
Okay.
Let him not go to the counties across the country trying to explain to the people whatever has happened into the current regime. That would be. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think one of the things that he's doing is just doing the campaigns, because like the things are not working well. So the president is trying to make sure that the message reaches the people. And Asili too is asking for NNC. When you look at ANC, NC is still bit strong, but is not as strong as it used to be. Because we have the party of uh, Zuma that has swallowed even the EFF, yeah, the party of Malema. You see, the strong men at EFF are going to are joining Zuma. Actually, right now Malema is left alone. We also have the Chama cha Mapinduzi Tanzania. Hizo ni chama ambazo tuseme kama vyama ambazo zilipatiana nchi manchi hizo ukombozi. So people still believe in them, but we don't know what happened with Kanu. I thought Kanu is invisible but visible with different names. It is not same people who are in Kanu but have different party names. Yes, but Gideon Moi had the brand and the face of the Kanu, but he's not even seen anywhere. He's not even commenting on the political field. He's so much quiet. I don't know why. Amiguda, because like we wanted to run it for an hour because Makubura is coming. I know this place we usually don't talk about um, entertainment and social life, but like there's something that I don't know whether it is true, especially for those who are in the entertainment field. I was seeing the other time yesterday, Asia Nyasenya was trending, and she was trending that she was Mudavadi Party. I'm asking Mudavadi Party, what is it's called? It was called ANC Amani Congress. Yeah, it was Amani Congress. What? It was
Amani National Congress.
Amani National Congress. Actually, they
And
have
the other one for South Africa is African.
for who?
For the other one for South Africa is the African National Congress,
Yes,
whereas for Mudavadi it's Amani National Congress.
which
There's
means
difference in AA.
no, which means ali copy hiyo ya South Africa akasema amani.
Alipate akaweka tu Amani pekee.
Inaambia hatuna ideology, and actually he has his party has merged with UDA, and and this one tells you about our political parties. Our political parties are not institutionalized; they are individual owned. If the party can just decide to merge and say, okay, now we are doing this, why would you do that?
Musalia Mudavadi, in my view, he has done the right thing because Musalia Mudavadi does not even have a capacity to even bring an impeachment motion in the House.
Wow.
How many members of parliament does he have? How many governors? Even in his own backyard, the governor is from ODM.
Eh,
But he has been incorporated into UDA government. William Ruto has given him a job. What do? You please your boss, you work with him, you surrender. He has just surrendered to William Ruto. He has just surrendered to William Ruto. So he's a member of the UDA because in 2027 it's not going to make any new formation with the ANC. ANC is not going to make because already people have realigned themselves. In Vega, already ODM have the candidate in mind. So who is going to bring on board? People have marked their territories, and people have marked their territories. It's not going to penetrate any territory. So if you're not going to penetrate any territory, and
yeah.
you're a beneficiary
Uh,
of the
and
government, you'll stay in that government.
another thing, even I think his MP area MP is coming from is a UDA elect. Is was elected voted in by UDA. He's a UDA
You have
member.
gone far. Even if MCA, not MP, MCA is not in from. It's not from ANC.
Uh, Lakini is the prime cabinet secretary of our country. What else? Yeah, that was Amani, and it is about that time, and Makubura is coming with second session, and always we say thank you so much everyone for joining us. It's almost we've done 1 hour, and thank you so much, Asili TV. Thank you so much for your. I'm worried about Gideon Moy. Is he shy because he was under his dad's shadow? He is not very strong or ruthless person. Politics is a cruel game. Maybe, or he decided to protect his father's empire because maybe he might have been once the administration change hands, you know what happens, the loyalty. Yeah, you need to go low so that you could protect your business. You should not be critical of the government if you know you don't have the capacity to be that. Or what do you think?
I have a different view.
Yeah.
Moi has done a good thing by
Mhm,
going underground
mhm,
because they have had their time.
mhm.
We are a constitutional democracy. Let other region, other Kenyans also have their time. What Kibaki did, when Kibaki left political elective seats, I've never had anyone from Kibaki lineage want to become MP. They have gone. They have decided to leave the stage, unlike other politicians. In my view, if you have had your time, if you in a normal circumstances, you don't need to be. It should not always be you all the time. Just
Yeah.
let other people also to have their way and their time.
Okay, when you look at the legacy of President Moi Kibaki, do ever since you've read history, maybe with the few knowledge you have about his family, do they have any corruption cases around them that they are battling in court? Yeah.
I don't know more much Kibaki's family about corruption in court, but what I can say without any contradiction is that Moi Kibaki did he did his best, and when he exit the stage,
Yeah.
I've never had this issue of power hungry from the family. Actually, the other time the grandson was being interviewed at Obina Show, and he said that he's not interested in politics. What I'm trying to say that it doesn't need to be you. There are other people who have refused to exit the stage, and they should not. It should not be always you. We should allow other people also to express. We shall have a different opinion because maybe we can have a talented politician in the country, but because of the people who are being suppressed by senior politicians, you might not realize that person.
Yeah.
That's why we are saying
Mhm.
at times, even if you have 10 is just enough.
Yeah.
when you're done with your term, just go home. Don't try to come back and try to waste Kenyans people that you want to fix your puppet or to fix someone who you want to remote control. Give Kenyans, don't control the Kenyan politics. Just let Kenyans have their way, because that's could my view.
Yeah, and that is true. But you say like a situation whereby somebody wants, especially preferred candidate to inherit. In some circumstances, is because the continuation of the party. For instance, when you look at the CCM, CCM is usually have that inheritance whereby they make people who have been in CCM or leaders that have been in CCM to inherit the leadership. And there's also a situation in our country whereby people change political parties, but they want people who are their close allies to inherit the leadership. You see that contrast? What does that one speak about us? Miguda, you are muted. If you're here for the very first time, kindly please join the Brother Benson Media, and through subscription is free, so that when we go live, we will be you will be getting our videos. And the next thing, we will be having again one of the we are going back to Jacaranda. We want to hear their views, and um, um, I got a message, so I will be hosting one of them who came here last time. So I got one of his messages, so we will be doing it next week on Wednesday. We will have a guest to speak about what is happening in Jacaranda and what is trending in the country politics to get their views. So that is also, we are also planning to have a leader that one of the sitting members of parliament is, it's very tough to get them. We've had so many communication back and forth, but even though we get good replies, but that time they cannot find that time. So we are really working so that we can get their views. You are really are good, but you are anti Raila. No, we are not anti Raila. We are we we I think we've always been neutral, especially when it comes to analysis. Maybe sometimes we might have gone overboard towards Raila, uh, Douglas Kibogong, but we are not anti Raila. One thing that I usually say that Raila has done much, and we should give him his flowers. I know as a person, even us who are here, we have our weakness. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema sisi ni viumbe dhaifu. Kila mtu ako na upungufu wake. Hakuna mwanadamu ambaye amekamilika. Eh, Sisi wote tuko na mapungufu yetu. Kuna pahali ambao sisi tuko na mapungufu. Mapungufu yako labda si yangu, na mapungufu yangu labda si yako. So saa zingine labda tukisema mapungufu ambaye labda aliyekuwa waziri mkuu wa Kenya, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga ako nayo, si kwamba hatumpendi, tunampenda na pia tunapenda siasa zake.
Let me just respond. Let me say one thing here. We are not we can't be anti Raila because we voted for him in the previous election. Actually, we have voted for him in 2017, 2022. Some of us voted for him 2013, 2007. How can we be anti him and we supported him with our votes openly without any there were no any conditions. We supported him unconditionally. We can't be anti Raila. We are just saying that in life also you must accept that at times
Yeah.
you must accept that things have passed, and you have to live the reality and look at the options around you. Those are
Yep.
things we're trying to say, but not we support even his candidate in the AUC. Not we just want him to win so that he can leave the stage for the young people.
And when we talk about for us to have a conversation, and when we have a conversation about this of his weaknesses and his strength, that build his history, because in everyday's life, yeah, even as Mandela, who is celebrated so much by the world and the South Africa and Africa as a whole, there's some, would I say, some weakness that came with his leadership. because when you listen and argue with how some people are arguing, because he was jailed for 27 years, and when he came back, he even had agreement with the people who jailed him. But what happens is people felt that by him coming together and having this negotiation and the apartheid could end. But the apartheid has taken different faces in South Africa. There's still apartheid. They still talk about it. It doesn't mean that Mandela did not do good, but people felt that there were some steps he did not make to make apartheid be a thing of the past. So people have different view. Well, let me see what Lee will say that Lee McQueen is also anti. No, 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 no. Kibogong, let me tell you, with that wewe huyo ako ndani, huyo ako ndani, labda tu kwa mtandao, lakini kwa ndani kabisa, huyo ni wandani bana, huyo ni wandani kabisa, huyo huwezi. Ukitaka kujua, angalia marafiki zake ama wale ambao labda ako nao na marafiki, angalia functions ambao anaenda, utapata kwamba um, utagundua ukweli iko wapi baba. Yeah. Asante sana Kibogong. Sasa we Kibogong umekuja late Douglas, but Douglas, I always thank you so much for taking your time to have interaction with us. It is usually no no yeah, no, I will protect Liba Queen. Hebu mbona unamprotect? Eh,
What I know,
ehe.
Lee ni mtu wa baba.
Lee ni mtu wa baba bana.
Lee ni mtu wa baba. Lee's just trying to make it like look like he's an analyst and at the same time
Yeah, Lee is a
Odium
political.
people.
And you know, when you're doing politics, sometimes when you analyze politics, you also have to accommodate the views of everybody, and you also have to give your thought based on what you see. You know, sometimes somebody that I share the political view with can have different view, but I would say no. There you've made a good yeah. Yes, thank you so much. So then you're good. Hapo sasa umemaliza. If you saw that, would tell you where. And there was also a day when they had his family had an accident, you know, and the governor for Homa Bay really played a big part. He cannot do that. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema kwamba huyu ni mwanafamilia. Ingawaje saa zingine kama familia kuna ile wakati inafika watu unapata kwamba watu wasikilizani ama watu wanaweza kuwa na mawazo tofauti tofauti, lakini kuna jambo moja ambayo inatuunganisha pamoja, mwanafamilia. So Kibogong hapo naye angalia, utapata kwa saa zingine labda ni hali ya kazi, kwa sababu unajua something that we also have to agree when you want to have a conversation about your country, yeah, you have to point the mistakes that are happening. At the same time, you also have to um, talk about the progress that somebody is making. You know, yeah. Like for example, if there are failures in the President William Ruto government, we can call them out. If there are things that President William Ruto has done, you know, we can also talk of positive things. You know, we have to give flowers or we have to give credit where it is due. Oh, Miguda, what do you say?
It is true. People must understand that. First, let me just confirm with that. Lee McQueen ni Raila damu
Yeah.
kabisa. What I want to say that in the context of what Lee's doing, Lee must weigh, because even you can find that most of the fans
Yeah.
want a change in the country. Then you cannot push Raila's agenda because it's your channel. You must accept the views of the people across the board. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing. But not that people are anti-Raila. The only thing we are trying to state, we are just trying to argue that what are the options? Not that what are the options, because you must start to think about options. Because if he wins AU,
Yeah.
somebody must work. You can't say that if he's going to be in AU at the same time he's going to be here. No, if he wins AU, automatically somebody must take, either he likes it or not. Who is
Oh,
this person? What are the options we are trying to weigh?
and another thing also we have to look at, uh, what are the things that we feel or people feel that he ought to have done and he has not done. For instance, people have been talking about mentoring or mentorship, especially when it comes to the Luo community. People feel that he has not mentored young people, especially to take after him, you know. And people have been talking of nobody has ever challenged him, and those who have tried to challenge him have not succeeded politically, and they've ended up coming back to his umbrella. Those are observations that people are making, but does not mean that we are anti him. No, we are giving observation of what we are seeing and what other people too are telling us. Yes, true Miguda, yes, true Miguda, and he is fair politician, political analyst. Yes, I do. Let me just be to be very frank. There are people that I usually take and I learn from them on how they do their politics. Lee McQueen is one guy that I would watch his podcast. I have also I would go for Herman Manyora. I would go for David Wafula. I would go for Kevin. It's called Bold Analysis. I would go for them. Yeah. Let me say. You've heard Mwaura channel very treble. No, Mwaura channel. No, it's called Mwaura who. I might go and check it. Actually, the people that I follow much, I follow. I do listen to Herman Manyora. I do listen to Lee McQueen. Uh, the Bold. Uh, and who else? David Wafula. I don't know who else has like a very good Jiru. Yeah, Jiru Maura. I usually join Jiru Maura shows, but I've only been a guest there once, but I usually follow Jiru Maura, and I've even subscribed because I know Jiru Maura from time we were in Mtembei, then we came to Sound Candid, then from there we went to different ways. So he knows me very well, and I know him. We usually have a discussion. What about Kakasungura from Kisii, ladies, Jerry and gentlemen? I do watch also his podcast. Um, very tribal. Who is very tribal? Uh, yeah, I usually watch Njeru is a friend. And actually, we were supposed to have a show with him here on my channel, but we are still working on it. If he gets time, we will have a show with him and have candid discussion, issues based politics here, and what is the way forward. Fresh Chris Kumekucha too. I do watch him. I almost watch all this podcast. Mtembei TV. That's my guy. I have even his number. Mtembei TV is where we started and where we started all this journey, and talking about and having this conversation. Mtembei too is a good guy. I usually have him. Actually, in Mtembei there was a lady who was called Angie. I don't know if you might always see her on the comment section. Angie is the daughter is sick, is at Kenyatta National Hospital right now. She, and she's the son. I think the kid is suffering from cancer. I see the other day they were appealing for financial help. So if you find time, you can go to Matembei platform or Afric 24 if you are in those platforms. There's a banner over there that are appealing for financial support. If you can contribute to our sister Angie to see the son go through chemotherapy. So that is also something that is there. So those are friends where we started. We started long way ago. We have Kenya Rebel. That is also a friend we met over there. I usually speak with them. I have their number. We usually talk. I have Zalendo. We spoke. We also talk with. There's also Ellie. There's also Keep. Majority of them. There's also many of them. I can count them. So that is it. So, our good friends, brothers and sisters, always pleasure. And I usually take this opportunity to thank you all for always engaging with me. And um, it is quite an honor to have you on the show and to have such like conversation. Let's build the family. Let's build it together. And thank you so much. There's nothing that I can offer you but to say thank you. And we also have our panelists here. Miguda, Barak will be coming soon, and we have Makobura, the three of us, the four of us. We usually try to have a discussion. And one thing also, we also request you, if you see there's a place that we are not doing it right, just let us know, because that's the only way we can grow. Um, you know, growth comes with correcting us. We are not saying we are not perfect. Uh, we have our flaws, and always don't forget to correct us, or don't forget to tell us when we are going outside the rail, or we are doing something that is not right. Don't forget, because that is what we want. We want you to correct us where we are not doing it perfect. Let us know where you feel we need to put more effort. Let us know, because that's why we are here. We want to be here to grow as a family. We want here to grow as a family. I still maintain, have that courage to correct us where you feel we are not doing it right. You can also share with us something that you want us to discuss. We might not be having a knowledge on it, but we can do research on it so that when we come on the show, we come with facts. So we really, really request for that. Correct us when you feel we are not doing something that is very wrong, or something that is not very right. So, and we will do that. And also, if you have something that you wanted to discuss, let us know in advance. We can do the research and come up with facts. Because what we are doing here, we are doing it for the love of our nation, for the love of our country. That is what we are doing. We love the nation, we love our country, we love our leadership. We have to remind them that even though we've given you the mandate to lead, but if you are not doing it the right way, that's why we are here. And that's why we are calling you out. Yeah. So that is our motto. Yeah. And we are not taking allegiance to any, we are not affiliated to any political party that we might say that if you criticize the president, now you're not our friends. If you criticize the right prince, you're not our friends. If you criticize any leader, this is the platform for everybody. We have to criticize them. And we don't respect them. We are just telling them to do the right thing. Yeah. We are telling them to do the right thing. We feel you're not doing it right. So that's why we are here. And Migoda, thank you so much for your time. And everyone, Gitonga, thank you so, so much for your time. Everyone, thank you. Asili TV2, thank you so, so much. And may God bless you. I hope Makubura will be coming with the second segment. May God bless you and have a nice weekend. See you tomorrow, the same time, same day with me and Miguda. Thank you so much.